In the depths of Thailand's palaces and temples, where opulence and grandeur reign, a grim reality unfolds. Hidden behind the facade of royalty lies a web of slavery, where abused slaves endure unspeakable torment and oppression. Trapped within the iron grip of the Thai king, these men, women, and children are stripped of their dignity and subjected to physical and psychological abuse. But amidst the shadows, a glimmer of hope emerges. This is the story of their resilience, unity, and unwavering spirit as they defy the darkness, kindle the flames of resistance, and strive for a brighter future beyond the confines of their bondage. In the heart of the kingdom, hidden behind the gleaming facade of royal splendor, a sinister reality casts its long dark shadow. Within the opulent palaces and grand courtyards, a network of slavery flourishes, feeding on the vulnerability of the impoverished. These abused slaves, men, women, and children, are ensnared in a life of unimaginable torment and despair. The Thai king's court, a place of power and privilege, becomes a breeding ground for cruelty and exploitation. The abused slaves are stripped of their autonomy, forced to cater to the whims and desires of their masters, with no respite or reprieve. From sunrise to sunset, their bodies and spirits are subjected to unspeakable acts of abuse, leaving scars both visible and invisible. Physical violence becomes an all too familiar companion for the abused slaves. They endure beatings, lashings, and other forms of sadistic punishment at the hands of their captors. The Thai king's court thrives on fear, ensuring that any hint of rebellion is met with swift retribution. The abused slaves are made acutely aware of their powerlessness, their lives reduced to mere commodities in the eyes of those who hold them captive. Yet, the psychological torment inflicted upon them is equally devastating. They are stripped of their names, their identities erased, and their sense of self-worth shattered. Constant degradation and humiliation erode their spirits, leaving them broken and subservient. The abused slaves learn to wear masks of compliance, concealing their pain and sorrow behind forced smiles and submissive gestures. Behind closed doors, the abused slaves find themselves trapped in a vicious cycle of exploitation. They are denied basic human rights, deprived of education, and left without any means to improve their circumstances. The walls that surround them are not only physical, but also societal, as the Thai king's court enforces a code of silence that perpetuates their bondage. The shadows of bondage stretch far and wide, reaching beyond the confines of the palace walls. The abused slaves exist on the fringes of society, their suffering concealed from the prying eyes of the outside world. Their voices are silenced, their stories left untold, their plight rendered invisible amidst the glitz and glamour of the Thai kingdom. But within the depths of their anguish, seeds of resilience and determination take root. Whispers of defiance echo through the chambers, as the abused slaves begin to realize their shared yearning for freedom. These faint whispers lay the groundwork for a future rebellion, where the chains of bondage will be shattered and the shadows dispelled by the light of hope. Amidst the darkness of their bondage, a flicker of resilience begins to ignite within the hearts of the abused slaves. They find solace and strength in one another, forming secret alliances and networks of support. Through unity, they discover the power of collective action and the potential for change. Despite the oppressive environment, the abused slaves refuse to let their spirits be crushed. In their shared struggles, they find solace and a glimmer of hope. They gather in hidden corners and whispered huddles, exchanging stories and secrets, sharing dreams of a life beyond their confines. In their quest for freedom, the abused slaves recognize the transformative power of knowledge. They pass down precious fragments of wisdom, kindling a flame of enlightenment that challenges the very foundations of their enslavement. The abused slaves nurture their intellectual and emotional growth, using the limited resources available to them. They gather fragments of discarded books, smuggle in forbidden knowledge, and create a clandestine library of their own. In these hidden spaces of learning, they transcend their physical limitations, expanding their minds and nourishing their spirits. Despite the ever-present threat of discovery and punishment, the abused slaves embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal empowerment. They reclaim their identities, seeking to preserve their dignity in the face of relentless oppression. Each small act of defiance, each stolen moment of self-expression becomes a triumph over their captors. Through their collective resilience, the abused slaves also find strength and solidarity with sympathetic individuals outside the palace walls. The abused slaves become a symbol of resilience and the human spirit's indomitable nature. Their stories reach the ears of a nation awakening to the injustices perpetrated in the name of royalty, sparking a groundswell of support and demand for change. In the face of unimaginable adversity, the abused slaves stand tall, fueled by their unyielding resistance. They become beacons of hope, inspiring others trapped in similar circumstances to dream of a life free from the shackles of oppression. Their unwavering determination ignites a flame that will soon erupt into a full-fledged rebellion, forever altering the course of their lives and the Thai kingdom. As the whispers grow louder, the abused slaves seize an opportunity, sparked by unexpected turn of events within the royal court. They rally together, carefully planning their rebellion, driven by the collective yearning for liberation. On a fateful night, as the Thai king revels in his opulence, the abused slaves rise in a wave of defiance. Their revolt is swift and strategic, catching their captors off guard. With a fervor born of desperation, they fight for their freedom, battling against the very system that has kept them shackled. Their struggle attracts the attention of a few sympathetic individuals within Thai society, who risk their own safety to offer assistance. Word spreads beyond the palace walls, creating a groundswell of support for the abused slaves. As the abused slaves rise from the ashes of their bondage, a new era dawns upon the Thai kingdom. The rebellion they ignited reverberates far beyond the palace walls, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's conscience. The collective cry for justice and equality becomes impossible to ignore, pushing the Thai monarchy to confront the deep-rooted injustices perpetrated under the guise of royalty. The exposure of the Thai king's exploitation of slaves sends shockwaves through the nation and the international community. The stories of the abused slaves, their resilience, and their fight for freedom reach the hearts and minds of people from all walks of life. The outrage and empathy that follow transform the struggle into a cause célèbre, galvanizing a widespread movement for change. Under mounting pressure, the Thai monarchy is compelled to take action. Reforms are enacted to dismantle the structures that enabled the abused slave suffering, eradicating the remnants of slavery within the royal courts. The formerly enslaved find refuge in safe havens, established by compassionate activists and organizations. These sanctuaries provide them with the support and resources necessary for rebuilding their shattered lives. Physical and emotional healing begins as they receive the care and counseling needed to overcome the traumas inflicted upon them during their time in bondage. Education becomes a symbol of liberation, breaking the chains of ignorance that had bound them for far too long. As the Thai people awaken to the horrors that occurred under the Thai king's reign, a collective resolve to ensure such atrocities never happen again takes hold. They demand transparency, accountability, and a complete overhaul of the systems that allowed the abused slaves' suffering to persist. Civil society organizations and human rights advocates join forces, working tirelessly to ensure that the dawn of this new era is not merely symbolic, but a tangible reality. The abused slaves, once silenced and invisible, now emerge as leaders and catalysts for change. Through their unity and unwavering spirit, they fought against unimaginable odds, sparking a movement for justice and freedom. Their struggle awakened a nation, leading to reforms and a newfound commitment to equality. Their voices, once silenced, now resonate as a reminder of the indomitable spirit and the power of hope. As the shadows of bondage dissipate, a brighter future emerges, guided by their unwavering determination to create a society built on compassion, justice, and respect for all. Did you find this video thought-provoking and inspiring? Do you want to stay updated on powerful stories like this one? Then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell.